He's actually shipped out of this one. He's the Guardian Angel to get out of here, and Moo eventually will fall. Yes, it did take a little bit longer than maybe he would have hoped for, but it's a successful defense. They don't have a revive. Hork, he's actually gone down himself, and the Graviton Surge pulls them together, but there's no backup.
Yeah, Hexus didn't have barrage, and he had 2 rockets before he had to reload. So if you're a Pharaoh, you really want to be ready to at least fire all 6 in that case. However, the defense is still holding. Wyrod's going to get mowed down. Harsman as well, not too far behind. The barrage claiming both Winstons here. Another team, they're struggling to do enough damage here. They're not getting rid of key targets. Flasher was the only one actually who really went down in that fight as far as I can see. You should have an advantage. If you kill an opponent, you will be able to get back to that point before they can. The attackers have an advantage on this point, so as long as you get the kills, you should eventually be able to get through just on pure war of attrition.
I still would hope to see maybe a Widow or a Genji coming in here, or even a Reaper from the back. Like a Reaper could easily take down this back line. You take their Mercy down, and their survivability for the fight is pretty much going to be minimal. Now Drunksy has Barrage available, but he's in a position, actually he could use it for it, but it doesn't matter. They're picking up the kills, the Barrage will come through. He'll eventually fall to Hexus, but the damage, it's been dealt.
Yeah, definitely. Hexus now just able to make up for lost time here. He's looking for moves so far. He should be able to dash across and avoid that last rocket that would have claimed his life. 3 kills coming up there for other team, and this is good progress. It's just Hexus on the payload, and it looks like the attacking team may well get there, but Duke probably going to come around the corner, use the Deadeye maybe, or just something, but he gets flashed immediately. I don't even know how. They must have heard him coming because they didn't have wall hack.
And that's it.
And that's GG. It's going to be other team to take the win.
Still a close game. Still really enjoyed it. It was really cool to see both teams have a relatively solid defense coming into this one, but it's a little bit unfortunate, obviously, that we kind of have to go with the best one format, but when you have, I think it was over 420 teams signed up, but only like
368, I think,
actually checked in to play. Yeah. But when there's that many teams, you can't run best of 3 the entire way. It's just not possible. It would take days to do that.
Yep.
And there's no way we can make that double limb either. But still, a great game between both the teams. Can we take a quick look at the bracket, though, before we do go to a short break? I don't know what game we're going to next. We just did the round of 16, so we'll be the quarterfinals coming up next. And there's still definitely a lot of good teams out there. There's Melty, there's Creation. Other teams going to move on further as well. Who do we got in here? Who we got moving forward?
We just saw, obviously, this one here as well. So other team Go Forward. They play the winner of Pretz and Low Noon. Pretz have, as I was saying to Lee, have been playing in a few tournaments. Overwatch Kings versus Anox would be amazing, right? We've got old ET players and old Quake players all going head-to-head in that one as well. Melty versus Graviton Surge as well,
there's
probably.
So many good ones.
And X-Aquo probably versus Creation here. May not be as exciting. I don't want to count them out, but I've never heard of X-Aquo. So.
We're doing Melty Graviton Surge. I don't care what anyone else says, we're doing that game because Graviton Surge beat them at Take TV just this last weekend.
It's a grudge match,
or the weekend before. So Melty's going to definitely be trying to do something about this. That's the match I want to see, Mitch.
All right. Well, I'm sure we can jump on that one, Jason, as well. But what we do need to do, ladies and gents, is go to a brief break now as we just get everything jigged up for the next game. So don't go too far. We've got some crackers of matches coming up here. We've gotten to the pointy end of this tournament, so these are not games you want to miss. We're back soon. See you then.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Go4Overwatch. I said it correctly so many times.
What'd you say the first time?
Yeah, well, you know what I've always had in my mind? No. Go for a different game.
League of Legends?
Yes, the one.
I mean, yeah.
The one that will Go for LOL is the one I've always had been burned into my head. But it is Go4Overwatch, of course, and it's going to be a big game. It's Melty Esports off against Graviton Surge. And now Jason obviously is, more to the point, I'm joining Jason for this one because Jason was here before.
We're joining each other, to be honest.
We're joining each other. But this is a big game. Let's get the brackets up on your screen. Obviously, it is a big game. We're into the quarterfinal stage now. So, as you can see, quarterfinals is Vittel. Actually, that's Vittel because it's a W, isn't it? It's a V's a W and a W is a V.
Yeah. I try to speak German on strings. People yell at me.
Yeah.
We're Virtel. We have, in the top half of the bracket, still the round 16 match going on between Croatian and BZ Overwatch, but we can probably assume Croatian will win that, just being the number 2 team in Europe at the moment, going up against Exacquio. In that match, and like I said, the match we're doing is Melty Esports versus Graviton Surge, but in the bottom half of the bracket, there's still some great games there too.
So it's interesting because Mango Bay Anox, they played in the semi-final in the very first cup. Anox came out on top, but Mango Bay, Mango Bay looking pretty good. Obviously, a Swedish team coming through. Don't know a great deal about them, but I just saw them results, and I was like, okay, who are these? You never know with Swedes. You always got to look them up and figure out who's in there. But obviously, OW Kings, the Finns, mainly Finns, from enemy territory, long ago, they've been around for a very long time. Probably played a lot of Dirty Bomb, no doubt. That's where they kind of all ended up. Expect to see them actually in the final. If I'm looking at that lower half of the bracket, I'm looking at OW Kings. Now, they won the opening tournament as well, didn't they? Other team who you guys just obviously covered, beating Team JJ fairly convincingly. And then we've got to see whether Pret Slow Noon get in there. But these guys are pretty much ready to go. Now, Jason, obviously you guys covered these. They were at TakeOver, was it last weekend?
It was the weekend before, because it's technically, was last weekend, this weekend technically.
It was 26th, 28th of May. So yeah.
That weekend.
That's that weekend. So it's like time's been a bit weird. But yeah, how did it go? How do we rate these?
Won. They actually won in a best of 5 against Melty, which was quite surprising because we expected Melty to be the team who were, well, they were damn good in the closed beta phase 1. Then when it got into this closed beta phase 2, when the meta kind of changed against them, they were slacking. Crew was originally on the roster. Then he got replaced with Peepoo, who eventually got replaced now with Flippy, who was actually doing a phenomenal job at last weekend at Take TV. But
I do seem to remember you screaming, Flippy!
It's just a great name. It's like, isn't that the Toad in Star Fox? Or the Frog in Star Fox?
Oh God, I don't know.
I think his name is Flippy.
I've never really played Star Fox.
Really?
No, I never
That's
really
a great game.
Into it. I know, yeah. But it's like one of those games that never really grabbed me. I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, you played Ultima Online. Never did anything for me.
I played, really? Ultima Online.
EverQuest, I was a World of Warcraft
guy.
Best game
ever.
But anyways, we're about to drop in a game. We do have, it looks like Graviton Surge on the defending side. The map is going to be Watchpoint Gibraltar, and this is going to be a kick-ass game.
Yes, this should be a kick-ass game. We'll find out. Are we going to get all the monkeys? I wonder to start with. It doesn't look like it. It's Creation's thing more than anything else.
So yeah, Melty's thing is actually to do the Torbjorns.
Okay.
They're the first team to do like the follow the Torbjorns with Lucio to speed them up as well. But in general, this should be a really good game. I'm really surprised to see neither team hero stacking at all so far, since we do have no hero limits in the game currently for us. But we're starting to see, looks like a Roadhog, which is a very strong pick. We see the Winston and the Reinhardt, so a triple tank setup. However, a Roadhog basically doesn't act as necessarily a tank. He's more of a hybrid DPS tank because of the damage he can do.
I love the way that Blizzard basically put this destructible environment at the start. Just like let everyone take out their frustrations. Because it happens every game. You just smash the crap out of the place at the start.
I mean, to be fair though, like the waiting time, I think it's a little bit too long. Because typically when you come into the game, you know what you're going to play, at least in competitive-wise.
It's very good for the AFK timer, though. It's very aggressive AFK kicking as well, which is what I like. You don't get none of this monkeying around. But as you mentioned, this is the longest map, I believe. The longest time-wise map. I remember we were obviously covering the Alienware Monthly Melee the other day, and we were talking about how... the times, the 5 minute, under 5 minutes, kind of an unachievable goal on Gibraltar.
It's a little unfair on this map, but we do have the defensive side of Graviton Surge with Nevik, Skipjack, Kratos, Zebasai, Suin, and Crew. Going to be playing this one very far back, very defensive. But Nico's already going to be playing Genji with D-Gun on Genji and Flippy on Widowmaker. So a double Genji setup with double Winston. To me, this says they're going to jump straight into the back line of the defending team and try to just take them down one by one.
Instantly, Nico trying to get around that back, like you said, flanking around, finds the Soldier 69. 69? Hello, where's my brain going? Soldier 76.
It's going back to the weekend.
Back there. Wow. Wow. She's not watching, thankfully. Okay. But anyway, Monkeys jumping in there straight away. That's going to be Nico, who's going to continue chasing around. Quick start, they deflect. The most infuriating hero to play against for me, this one. And you can see, very passive hold. It's kind of the standard. Sit around the server room. And at the moment, this is a very good attack coming out of Melty.
It's a passive but very dangerous actual hold defensive side for them because this allows the double Genji, double Winston to get set up. But Bode and Moon L have already dropped, so it looks like they have successfully been able to hold them off. And Melty need to go back to the drawing board here with maybe a little bit of a different comp, and you're already seeing that come into light with Bode switching over to the Pharah.
Yeah, no Widows for the defensive side yet, but obviously there is Flippy, who switched across, started out on that Hanzo, decided to switch it up, get that faster hit registry coming out from the Widowmaker, trying to get some of those shots landed while the rest of his team reposition. We have a Soldier 76 also switching in as well, so double Genji now. Is this what you talked about a minute ago?
Yeah, they're doing double Genji, double Winston, because they can jump straight into the backline of a team and just absolutely murder them. That's when you see a Genji and a Winston grow up together, but now the Dragon Blade's out, he's going to be slicing and dicing.
He's going to try and get that Mercy, but he managed to dash away, so that worked out very well. Nico gets put on his ass by that Earth Shatter, does manage to do the damage, so disrupts the team. That's what it's all about. That's why they go for that double stack, and that is going to be the first checkpoint reached.
Okay, so a great attack out of Melty, and this is what teams talk about with the defending team has a...
I say first checkpoint. I mean the second checkpoint, but obviously it's the first.
It's the first real one.
The first real one,
exactly.
The first key one, really, more than anything.
They're trying to snowball this, though, by picking them off because of the way they respawn back in. They respawn right before the payload finish, so they put them in a really bad position where Zebasai and Skipjack all got cut off, and now potentially I think that's going to be soon. No, Crew going to go down. And now they pretty much have to give up this position because they all died at such an awkward time, and they delayed the payload enough to force them into these awkward spawns that now put them on a couple of men down.
And this is working out well because obviously here in the hangar, around the shuttle bay, is where you can really get stuck. This is the snarling point. This is a horrible point if you're in pugs, but this team at the moment are working very well. Melty have this well under control. Now the respawn's finally coming out. They're going to try and turn around. Hello, McCree, you've got a Genji on your butt. Just didn't want to turn around and flash him. Wasn't interested in that. Now we see Nico with his ulti on. He will finally get taken down by that McCree. I'm going to try and switch across. No, I'm not, because Deegan's been taken down as well. So actually it looks like it is going to be a successful defensive hold at last. Stop them on a pretty nasty point. Actually, that payload, that's a pretty horrific point to be snarled up on.
Well, another question comes down to Grouch on Surge. Where are they going to go from this? Are they going to get on top of the actual shuttle? They don't have a soldier, so maybe not as likely. Zebasai already being taken down relatively low. But they're going to play this one actually really far back, I think, sitting behind that Reinhardt shield. When the enemy team, Melty, start to push in, then they're going to decide to speed themselves through, catch them off guard. But Flippy's playing Reaper this time. They have a lot of damage. They only have one tank, but they have so much DPS behind this that's going to make it really hard for anyone to get the face of Melty.
High Noon trying to get popped out. It was actually the wrong McCree I went to. There was a double McCree. I had two choices. They were both at 0, and I made the wrong one. It was soon Zebosa getting that High Noon down. Another successful hold here. Huh? It would appear. No. As they just got wiped out. I thought it was going in their favor, and that's a teammates. Now, where is Kratos? Too far away. Had his resurrect away, but couldn't get in that time.
Look at this. D-Gun's actually playing the Mercy role, and Boat's the one switched over to DPS playing. I think Boat's actually playing more of a flex, and D-Gun's playing more support, which is complete opposite of what they were doing just at the Take TV tournament alone. So maybe we're seeing Melty finally adapt when they need to.
Absolutely. Flippy also building up that die, Death Blossom. Everybody knows it as die, run, hide. That is pretty much what everybody does.
Someone suggested when that happens, when Reaper gets kills with die, that Mercy, when she revives, she goes live. That'd be pretty cool interaction between the two. But Flippy's behind them. He's just going to actually use his Wraith form to get away here and actually go right for the re-engage because the tank's already been taken down. Skipjack's no longer here.
This is very aggressive stuff, trying to keep them in that spawn. Not going to work when the McCree's sat there. Sound barrier gets popped down. Flippy just at the side trying to keep them down, pin them off. I'm going to switch back across towards Bard. He's trying to keep them at bay, but they have been cleared out. He's going to have to back away. I thought it was going to be a successful push there. They did have 3 on the payload, so they're moving as quick as they could, but a successful hold. Still, a pretty good time posted so far.
Yeah, not bad. And I think if Melty can keep this pace up, I think if they can close this game out, they have a very good chance of winning. Remember, guys, it's just a best of 1 until the next match where it will be semifinals. Then it's a best of 3, with the grand final turning into a best of 5. So a lot of pressure here on both these teams' shoulders, but nonetheless, considering we had random seeding coming into this does give both teams a good chance to get better seeding come into the next weekly on Sunday.
High Noon popped and cancelled. Doesn't work out well for the Moons. Trying to find a position. You can see both Reinhardts, both Mercies. They all have those ultis ready and waiting to go on this corner battle. It's going to be a case of who manages to hold off on the Resurrect, I think, for the longest. It's almost like Team Fortress 2. Who can use the Uber charge later? Effectively. But here we go. Earth Shatter, it's going to be key. If he can catch the opposition, Reinhardt's out, but he manages to get stunned up. The McCree stun did cause problems for the Moon's charge, completely misses, and that was a full whiff on the attack.
And Skipjack was able to actually just get in that room and take down his opponent, Munel. They constantly kept his shield low too, which didn't give him any time to just sit back, get the regen on his shield so he can afford to allow the rest of his team to fight. But let's look at the attacking side of Melty. So now we've got Flippy no longer playing a sniper. He's going to be, or no longer on Reaper either. He's going to be playing a Genji this time, with Nico settling over to the McCree role. And now Flippy's trying to get towards the back. He wants to focus down that Mercy, but instead he's going for the Widow, and there's really no chance he should be able to win this 1v1 when Widow's being healed by a Mercy.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange choice there. I don't understand that. Why would he not go for Mercy?
You can't really win that 1v1. You need a Winston there to join you as well to be able to focus them down. Because Genji, I mean, yeah, he's annoying. Yeah, he's generally good, but soloing people, well, in a 1v2 situation when there's a healer involved, it's very, very difficult for him to ever win that.
This is a very good hold coming out of Graviton Surge here. They've done a very good job at locking them down, holding on to their ults as well, more importantly. You can see Zabosa has still got his ulti available. High Noon, as they were to push around that corner, as soon as that shield gets dropped down, he's going to drop it early, try and hold it out. Everybody run and hide, just simply takes down one. It's the Nico, the opposition McCree jumps in, tries to work down that shield a little bit more, something a lot of people should take note of. Shoot the damn shield, if you will.
I was actually hoping for Skipjack to charge into Moon, because if Skipjack hit the charge, they would have had like basically a 6-man ultimate out of Zebasai, out of the Deadeye, but unfortunately doesn't work out. Soon going to be playing on the low ground, not on the high ground, which is interesting. I guess he wants to sit behind his own shield, but they don't have a sniper in the enemy team, and now the sound barrier is going to be coming through. He's being forced back. I think it's by Flippy, but again, it's a 2v1 for him, so there's no real chance he's going to be able to win this.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it was because of Flippy coming around the backside, and again, Soon comes out on top in that duel. The fact that he can't take down that back line is causing a real problem, because then they can just progress, put more damage down. Again, Moon pinned on the floor, Earth Shatter being used out nicely there. Skipjack once again has him in control. And this is a solid hold. We've been in this position for around about 2 to 3 minutes already. Sadly for me, I didn't start my stopwatch at the start.
It doesn't. Only the second half it really matters for this one.
Yeah, we'll see.
But we have to keep in mind, we have to look at, is that Melty, they're constantly switching mode. He's gone over to Soldier, now over to Pharah. Go to Winston. Go this double tank. Go in with Flippy towards the back. You can focus Soon down and instantly pretty much kill him. And I guess Pharah kind of does give you the opportunity with the damage and on the high ground, but it doesn't really give you the protectiveness that a Winston can.
An instant counter move, Crew, was on Winston and switched across to Soldier 76. It's like, fine, if they're going to keep this up, we'll just deal with the Genji. Can't run through, can't do so much. Mercy's going to get picked off, does get the Resurrect down, but gets dropped for the process. Lucio, well, you can't do a lot around the side on his own. This has been a fairly successful attack, though. Disrupted Graviton Surge fairly well, but as you can see, progress-wise, well, they moved it about a couple of centimeters.
Yep. I mean, we need to see a favorable switch in that Crew. He's going back to Winston because I think he's predicting the swap, which is going to work perfectly because Bode has switched back over to McCree yet again. And you know, we saw this the entirety of the Take TV tournament. When you have a Genji trying to go into the back lines against a healer like that, then you're going to run into that problem. And now Flippy's being forced over to the Widowmaker, and he's not going to win out the 1v1 battle against Soom, which now puts his team at a man down.
Well, High Noon going to pop by Nico. He does manage to get Zabosa down, his opposite number, but immediately gets Earth Shattered down and pinned on the wall. Skipjack doing some serious work here on Reinhardt. Moonel trying to go to battle with him. I'm going to try and spin it around, see if I can get an angle of it. I can't, god damn it. That's some poor camera work right there. That's what that is. I should go to Lucio, just like fall back on a Lucio. Yeah. Just pulled me out of everything.
When in doubt, I just spam buttons until I'm on someone, to be fair, so.
Yeah. It's when the guy dies that you're following. It just throws you into third person on a random person. But you can't control it. It annoys me.
So let's look at Flippy, because he needs to be the man to answer against Soon, who's been just sitting in the back line uninterrupted. I mean, yeah, Flippy did a good job earlier on with the Genji focusing him, but he would always lose the battle, and his team would always be a man down from that. And Kratos would get so much ult % off of it that he'd be able to go for a huge revive if they did need it. He needs his infra sight up to actually allow him to push in safely.
Meanwhile, Soon, the only man that is on fire, gets caught out pretty low. That's a good catch around the back there, but doesn't really work out. The Mercy gets the res off and instantly pays the price for it. Monkey jumping in Soon's face will finally take him down. Now, progress here. The Monkey's double Monkey switching him. No, it's not. Cellular Bow switch just switched across to it. Is working out well for him. Moon's going to try keep pushing that payload, getting ever so close to that. Lucio is going to get taken very low. Skipjack, though, back in position. And Moon, the pin completely missed. It's taken down. Tracer switching in here. Nico, Bold. Every panicking coming in now, because 7 seconds, they have to get on the payload. I need to switch across the board. Just give up. Every time I switch to someone, they die instantly.
We're in overtime, though. This is the last few seconds. Melty need to rush someone onto that payload, but they don't have anywhere even in sight of this one. And Graviton Surge are going to pull off a successful defense here. So now, all Graviton Surge need to do to win the map is finish the actual payload. Push it across that final line, and then move on into the semifinals, where we'll finally be having the best-of-3 matches.
Such a crazy face on the right out there. Okay, this was the play just around the corner. Got that Earth Shatter. Beautiful. Caught, what, 5 people in that Earth Shatter there? That's pretty criminal. I mean, teams do have to group up sometimes, but to get all 5 people in an Earth Shatter the second that shield goes down is pretty damn impressive.
That's why Mitch says Skipjack's one of the best, if not the best, Reinhardts in Europe. You're seeing good plays out of him. I mean, a well-timed Earth Shatter, when you can get the enemy team's Reinhardt with a shield down, can completely shut them, out of the whole thing. Yeah, second half, it's not over just yet. Graviton Surge, they need to finish the game. If they capture the 3rd checkpoint, then it's automatically going to be a tie at a minimum.
Yeah.
If they finish, then they win. That's what it is.
So that's what we're looking at. So the timing doesn't really matter because obviously it doesn't matter where you got to. You can't really measure the distance they reached.
The reasoning we do that, for everyone wondering, when you have 400 or 360 teams signed up for a tournament, you can't have admins in every game to actually get the perfect times for every single checkpoint you get. So you have to go for something a little bit more broad that people can play on without needing an admin there to help out.
So we could be going to Ilios.
We could be.
We'll
I think for the first time, well, obviously the first time since we've been casting.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many teams doing it either. So different defensive setup here. We'll see whether they stick to it. You would expect them, though, the defensive team locking in there. There is a Reaper currently being hovered over by Flippy Bolt on Xayah as well. We didn't see a Xayah throughout that last game, so it looks like that is how they're going to stick it out. So spin across. So Xayah, probably the hero I hate the most at the moment in the game, because that shield's so damn deceivingly strong.
You hate everyone, apparently. You hate Genji, you hate Zarya.
Genji's fine. I just switch across to McCree. That's fine. But Xayah, the shield is so deceiving. And then once she builds up, good God, does she do some damage.
Yeah, you just don't hit her with the shield up.
Yeah, no.
Actually, I think one of the most annoying...
I tell everybody that. Don't hit that damn shield!
Well, see, you tell them to hit the shield, and then you tell them to not hit the shield. They're confused, right?
Well, that's it. They're confused. It's like, is it Reinhardt? A, hit shield. Is it not? B, don't hit the damn shield.
Yeah. No, but I think Mei's actually one of the most frustrating heroes. If you're a tank, she can freeze you multiple times before killing you, and then you just can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but we're seeing at the moment. I don't think we're gonna. Is he gonna stick to Bastion?
Could be.
Nevix? Okay.
Very well could do. They do have a monkey to protect him.
He's looking like
on
it
the payload, so
we're about to spawn. He's going for it. Okay. Are we gonna see the cheese? I don't know. I'm going to switch across to Zabosia because he's going to skip around
Swiss
the corner
or Cottage?
Aha! We got the double Genjis in there again. Double Winston. Okay, so he switched across already. He was just expecting maybe something early on, but it is going to be Skipjack on the monkey, holding that payload, pushing it underneath. Push tiny cart is the phrase to steal it from another game. And there goes the double monkeys, jumping up, clearing them off straight away. And that is going to be the first checkpoint reached. But now is the crucial time. Can they get past that server room?
Well, they're going the double monkey, the double Genji, just like we saw Melty do. So it's definitely something that they know how to defend against. We're going to find out if they can use it to attack. And I think that was actually a missed jump out of Nevix. But it might not be, because it's allowing Sebasai a lot of free reign on the high ground with protection from that shield.
Look at all these Genjis jumping around, just trying to find a clear shot. That Mercy was the one he's going for, but Lucio is going to jump around on towards him. Jump around. Soon he's going to back away. His team has been cleared out, so that is a fairly successful hold. But in the same vein, it was a similar situation, and Soon is... Oh, he's snuck in! They've completely backed away to try and get in the passive position. This is horrific! They've completely forgot the fact that there is a cheeky little Genji that sneakily moves the payload on a little bit longer.
Got some progress, but eventually actually cost him his life, which now means his team has to delay a little bit longer.
5v6, yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, it gives Zebasai a chance to actually pick up some kills because they're forced to play a little bit slower. You're seeing Lucio Cabal be a little bit sneaky there behind the payload, so he can't be shot. And Zebasai is just not really hitting these bullets, these shots that he needs to open up any sort of avenue into this payload.
I knew him getting popped, but cancelled off straight away by the looks of it. It was Nico that used it. You can right-click cancel, returns that half that ulti straight back to him. Flashbang didn't really go through there. I don't know whether he missed it or whether he got deflected straight away. Soon, though, trying to put some work in. He is back in towards the fight. Let's switch across towards him. As soon as he gets taken down straight away, Crew is on his side as well, trying to get around the back there. Has got Dragon Blade available if he's going to go for it. Yes, he will. Catches out the Mercy. Can he catch the Reinhardt down? Looks like he's just going to get slammed in the face. And another successful hold so far, but the payload is still moving. Zaya is going to get picked off, and the first proper phase will be reached.
Oh, Zebasai, this is your chance to shine. Gets Nico down. He knows that they now can't leave this area, and there's going to be a Mercy there for him to pick up Deegan. You got to be safe for double. Winston even jumping in. Nevix pick up the kill onto Deegan, so now they're out their Widow, or their Mercy, which means they have to play extra defensive to retake this point.
So, fast timing, remember. All they've got to do is complete the map, and they will win. Doesn't matter on the time, they could do it right at the end in overtime. Doesn't matter. Skipjack, the only man on fire so far, but there is a lot of ultis ready and waiting for Melty Sports as they approach the dangerous shuttle bay.
Okay, so Skipjack has got to be relatively careful here. They're up towards that high ground. Nico can drop straight on top of them with the flashbang. He's not going to have the opportunity to use it just yet because it is on cooldown, but let's see, the attacking side is still respawning back in. It looks like they will hold this position. And now this is where it gets dangerous, okay? Because you have Bode with his Graviton Surge available. And basically, once that's up, you almost guaranteed always have a team wipe. So you always reset them to come back in again. And the question comes down into, can they save enough of their ultimates for the second coming of the fight so Bode can get it back up again? But they've lost Deegan. They've lost their Mercy. They've lost any chance of a revive happening.
Instantly, Deegan getting picked off there by that Widowmaker. Very nicely done. An instant reaction, but look at that. Graviton Surge and Earth Shatter. That is so beautiful to watch. A team landing those ulti combos perfectly. Zebosia still the only man that's available at the top there, causing a problem on top of the shuttle, but Mercy's going to stay out of the corner and with the rest of his team. But payload being forced backwards. Oh, no, Reaper's not going to get picked off.
I actually don't like the Earth Shatter into that one. I didn't like the Earth Shatter at all. Just because you didn't really need to combo it. Because you already have the Graviton Surge. You didn't really need to invest into the Earth Shatter. So what you do is you use the Zarya ultimate, and you hopefully wipe them without any other ultimates being used. Then you come into the second fight with other ultimates to buy time for Bo to get his ultimate back up and running. But Nico already gets the first kill on Zebasai.
Yeah, so High Noon working out well, getting that Deadeye down. Die, getting popped. I'm going to try and switch across in towards the Lucio, trying to push on towards this point. Gato just staying around the side. Sound barrier was already used and back on timeout, recharging as well. But they are still continuing to try and keep this payload moving. It's working out well, and this is going to be Gravity Surge seemingly pushing towards the final phase. Nicely working at the moment, trying to keep on towards him. Let's have a quick skip across to Skipjack. As soon as they do, he gets picked off, but Mercy's in there, so it's all good. A lot of Reapers in and around it. Can't do a lot of lightning when he's in that phase form. But Skipjack, unfortunately, is separated from his team. Mercy was with him, but gets popped out the side. And are they going to reach the phase? Doesn't look like it. They've been cleared off.
Yeah, they won't actually capture for now, but again, keep in mind, all they have to do is actually get this checkpoint to force a minimum of a tie. So, yeah, they're in a little bit of a hurry, but they still have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to work with. So it's not really a giant priority for them to hurry this payload because it's not based off time for this tournament currently. Zebasai off to the side, though. Still playing on top of this one. And you see Crew switching over to the Pharah. Provided a little bit of extra damage. He has no ult percent, but they know that there's going to be a McCree in there. Get some early, easy damage onto him. And they're poising for their attack. They got the Reinhardt on the high ground, the medium ground, I guess we could say. Looking for the position, but Munel has Earth Shatter up. Flippy now has his Death Blossom available, but he actually goes down, and Boda has his Graviton Surge relatively soon.
Now we can getting a good flank around the side of them here. There's going to be the sound barrier popped, big shields across the defending team, but is it going to be enough to keep them out of the shuttle bay? Because, as you say, the high ground very much in control. The Graviton Surge right now just building up towards it. Long way for that ulti. There's the sound barrier of the attacking team. Graviton Surge trying to push on, trying to clear out that site, but they are being defended really well here by Melty. But Crew putting some serious damage down here. Not going to be enough, though. Will get cleared away. And there seems to be Moon doing a great job this time around on the Reinhardt.
That's actually a really weird use. So Skipjack got Earth Shattered, right? He got knocked down. Crew used his concussive shot or custom blow to actually knock away Munel so he couldn't swing at him. And then even Kratos came in with a sound barrier to keep him alive because they really wanted to invest to Skipjack staying alive. But he didn't even have Earth Shatter up for himself. So yeah, you keep him alive. But then what is he going to do after that? And they eventually lost people because those men weren't inside the sound barrier when it was actually popped. So they didn't get that extra HP to work with.
Crew trying to get that splash damage down on the Reaper, trying to get above them. Has got Barrage available now, but keep your eye on Deegan on that Mercy because he has got the Resurrect available, whereas Nevix does not. It's only at 42%, so a long way to go for that one at the moment. Trying to get that boost in there. Die pops. He gets taken straight down. That's Flippy. There's the Barrage flipping it around as quick as he can to hit just about everything.
But
Does get himself the triple. There is the revive coming through, as we mentioned. Moon's going to come around, still the side dud. Doesn't manage to get the pin, but is going to get the Earth Shatter down. Instantly gets hit with that Flay the hammer? That's not the word.
They said flavor hammer
to use for McCree. Fan the hammer was the phrase I was looking for.
But Seba's side, though, he played it well. He stayed away from the potential Earthshatter of Moon L, so when the Earthshatter came in out of Moon, he was able to actually pick him off before he could kill Skipjack, and actually allowed them to finish off this push. Now they have 3 minutes to actually finish off this game, or we will be going to Ilios.
Yeah, so Zabosa basically saving the team there at the moment, just getting out of the range of that Earth Shatter, getting around the corner more importantly. But here we go. This was the key moment, and it's definitely took them a lot longer to get through the hangar that Melty did, but they've got 3 minutes now to complete the map. Can they do it, or will we be going to Ilios?
We have a Genji and a Widowmaker. Typically don't